So I have 1 times 4 times 2.5 times x over what for my first fraction? Over 4. All of them have the exact same tops, right? Second fraction is over what? 2.5 equals, I got the same thing on the top over here, but what's the last denominator? X. All right, let's cancel things. What cancels in my first fraction? The 4s. So I'm left with what? 2.5x plus what cancels in the second one? 2.5, which means I'm left with 4x equals what cancels in the last one? The x's, which leaves me with what? 10. 1 times 4 times 2.5 is 10. What do I do now? Combine like terms, which gives me what? 6.5x equals 10. Divide both sides by 6.5. This one comes out a lot grosser than the last number. Just round it to 3 decimal places for me. $1.538. What units do we need with x? Hours. So if they clean the house together, it should take them a little bit more than an hour and a half. So far, so good?
Wait, right. So for the answer part, the 10, you just times them and then you add them together on the other side?
It all depends on what terms you have. It depends on what you have left after you cancel. Here, what I had left was the 1, the 2.5, and the x. You times those together, which gives me 2.5x. Over here, my 2.5's canceled, so I had 1 times 4 times x. 1 times 4 times x is 4x. I dropped my plus sign down between them. Then I dropped my equal sign. Over here, the x is canceled. So I had 1 times 4 times 2.5, and 1 times 4 times 2.5 is 10. Because I had an x left on the first one and an x left on the second one, that made them like terms. So I could combine them together. Does that help?
Yes.
Okay. Let's look at the last one. We've got Sam and Dylan. I wonder if it's the same Sam. What are Sam and Dylan doing? Eating Cheetos. All right. It takes Sam 25 minutes to eat an entire bag of Cheetos. This must be like a Costco-sized bag of Cheetos. When Sam and his friend, oh, it says Dean there and it says Dylan down there. Same person. We're going to change this to Dylan. I don't know why it's 2 different names, but it's supposed to be the same name. When they eat a bag of Cheetos together, it only takes them 14 minutes. How long does it take Dylan to eat a bag of Cheetos? It is not a simple subtraction problem because we still have rates. What is Sam's rate for eating a bag of Cheetos? What'd you say? No, what's the rate?
Oh, 1 bag of Cheetos every 25 minutes.
1 bag of Cheetos or 1 bag out of 25 minutes. So Sam eats 1 bag in 25 minutes. Sam is going to eat the Cheetos together with his friend. So Sam plus Dylan equals together. What is Dylan's rate for eating Cheetos? Read carefully. What is Dylan's rate for eating Cheetos? We don't know.
So X.
1 bag over X minutes, because Dylan's still going to eat 1 bag of Cheetos. We have X minutes here. What is the rate if they eat the Cheetos together? 14 minutes. So what's the rate? 1 bag over 14 minutes. All right, so I have 1 over 25 plus 1 over X equals 1 over 14. What is my LCD? 25, 14, and X. Multiply each fraction by 25, 14, and X. So I have 1 times 25 times 14 times X over 25 plus 1 times 25 times 14 times X over X equals 1 times 25 times 14 times X over 14. What cancels in the first? 25. What am I left with? 14X. Drop my plus sign down. What cancels in the second one? X is cancel. So what do I have there? What am I left with? 350 is equal to, what cancels in the last one? 14s. What am I left with? 25X. How do I solve this one? This isn't like the last two. Subtract 14X from both sides. So I have 350 equals what? 11X, and then we divide both sides by 11. This one's gross again. Round it to 3 decimal places. $31.818. What kind of units should we put with that answer? Minutes. Again, this has got to be a Costco size bag. I want to do number 4, very top of the next page, and that's where we're going to stop. There's more story problems. We're not going to do it. The bell work took forever. But I do want to do number 4 because this is the way standardized tests like to word questions for you guys, like I-STEP, SAT, PSAT, ACT. So let's look at this thing here. The sum of 1/3 a number and the number's reciprocal is the same as 28 divided by the number. Gross. Let's break it down a piece at a time. The sum. What does sum mean to do? Addition. So we're going to add things together. We are going to add 1/3 a number. Did they tell me the number? 1/3 a number. Do I know what that number is? No. If I don't know it, what should I call it? X. How do I find 1/3 of something? Divide it by what? I still can't hear what you're saying. Divide it by 3, yes. So this is going to be the number X divided by 3. So we're taking that and we are going to add it, because it said the sum, The number's reciprocal. Well, we said the number is x. What does reciprocal mean? Flip it. So it's going to be a fraction. What will this fraction be? No, it's just the number's reciprocal. You're reading too far in the problem. What'd you say? Not just x, I need the reciprocal of x. Not 3 over x. How do I take a whole number, like 2, and turn it into a fraction? 2 over 1. If I flip that over, what does it become? 1 over 2. So 1 over x. So I have 1 over x is the same as. What does the same as mean? Equal to. 28 divided by the number. What is the number? X. So what does this look like? 28 over x. There's my equation.
Is that all we have to do?
X over 3, we're going to solve it, plus 1 over x equals 28 over x. What's my LCD? 3 and x. Why do I not need x twice? I already have it. So I multiply each of these fractions by 3 and by x. By 3 and by x. By 3 and by x. So x times 3 times x over 3 plus 1 times 3 times x over x plus 28 times 3 times x over x. What cancels in the first fraction? The 3's. What am I left with?
X squared.
X squared. It's x times x, so that leaves me with x squared. Plus, what cancels in my second fraction? X is. What am I left with? 3. I put a plus sign here, and it's supposed to be an equal sign. My apologies, guys. Equals. What cancels in the last one? X, which leaves me with what? 84. What do I do next? Minus 3 from both sides. What's 84 minus 3? 81. So x squared equals 81. What's a number that if I square it, I get 81? 9 or negative 9. X equals 9 or x equals negative 9. All right, because we take the square root if you don't know what the square root of 81 is. So I would have x squared equals plus or minus the square root of 81, so plus or minus 9. Right before I set you guys loose, I want to talk to you about tomorrow. I will be out of the building tomorrow at the AP Statistics mock exam reading, which means I get to grade test from 8 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon. Yay. Yes. At least just my normal pay. Like I don't get paid extra, but I at least don't have to just like take a day off to do it. Homework number 6, I'll go back to that problem in a second. Homework number 6 is due on Monday. Tomorrow, there are 2 things that you are responsible for. The last bell work on your bell work page, you will need to do and turn in your bell work, just like a normal Friday. You will have the rest of the class period to work on homework 6. If you get it done before the end of the period, turn it in. Don't wait until Monday. Turn it into the sub. They'll make sure I get it. Otherwise, work on it until the end of the period, then finish it up over the weekend. You guys may work in partners or small groups as long as you are being productive on this assignment. You may listen to music. I will make sure the sub is aware of that, as long as you're being productive on the assignment. Sound like a plan? Cool beans, guys.